What's going on, guys? This is Bubba, where I sit down with real blue-collar Americans. We talk about life, money, fulfillment, and living the blue-collar dreams. Today, I'm sitting down with Leos from the Czech Republic. He's a tactical dog trainer and a savage-ass individual. Let's get balls deep. If you're physically able to go, you have to go.
Yeah.
Whenever somebody's coming up short, you gotta pick up that short. I just had to have a conversation with my guys this morning, about some bullshit that they dropped the ball on. It's not something they don't know. It's something that we've already went over a million fucking times, and it's part of the process. It's just, you get complacent. You don't care. You're not as passionate about the company because it's not your company. And I think that's where a lot of employees, unless we try to build the culture where we embed passion into our employees, but some people just don't care, man. They're there for the paycheck.
Yeah, that's what it is.
How many employees you have?
Are we recording already?
We're recording, bro.
Oh my God.
Be in there.
Yeah. So I did have quite a few until last week.
Ooh, got rid of all of them?
Yeah. Went across the line and starting all over. Yeah, starting all over, man.
I've had that thought a couple times, man. Just firing everybody, burn the ships, and start over.
Yeah. So it wasn't like I came and said, "Hey, everybody, get out."
Yeah.
I just sat with everybody and I asked them. I said, and one at a time. I said, "Okay, so what are you bringing to the company?" Like, the company is responsible for you, has to pay checks, give you paychecks regardless if I have money or not. That's another thing of entrepreneurship, right?
That's right.
Nobody cares if you have the money or not. So there were, many mornings I got up and I literally went to puke because I had no idea how I'm going to get money for the paychecks. And now you see, and then because you care, right?
That's right.
Now you see their family, their kids, and then you're thinking, how am I going to tell them I don't have their paycheck? They've been working here. So you go and you sort it out. You just have to sort it out.
You got to figure it out.
You got to figure out. You bring the money. But the amount of stress it puts on your mind, people have no idea.
None.
And so I said, listen, this is my part of burden I need to carry, and I need to take care of you and all that, your family. What is your part? Where do you bring the benefit here, right? And the people just had no idea. Just, and actually some of them said, hey, I understand this is not for me.
Yeah.
Right? And so I have never, when I was back in Europe, I had 30, I don't remember exactly, 32, 34 employees. Yeah.
Nice.
And I've never had fire anyone like say, hey, I don't like you, get out. It was always mutual understanding.
Yeah.
Right? So I come, put the demands on him. I said, listen, this is what we need to do. This is team job, right? This is my part. This is your part. This is his part. This is her part, right? And then I am consistent, and I require the agreements we had. What is your part? You need to bring your part. Right? And when you keep putting the pressure on them with delivering, just like in relationship, if you promise, you have to deliver. You don't deliver, the relationship's going to go to shit.
Exactly.
Right? And eventually the people realize this is not for them. So I do have like a 4 months off window where I'm not on their ass. I let them do whatever they want. I educate them, I teach them, I show them and all that. Right after the 4 months, I say, hey, it's a go time, right? I invested 4 months of my time, my passion, all that into you.
That's a long time.
Yeah. I'm a people-loving person.
I'm with you, bro. I'm the same way. I love people.
Yeah.
Love helping people as much as I can.
And so when you start putting the pressure on them, then, it starts going sideways. And some people are. I have one employee that the guy is 63 years old, man, 63, and it's the hardest working person I've ever met in my life, right? It's a dude. He's been through something in his life, and then that's another thing, right? When you have kids, like I had just this great guy. He's like as a person, great guy. He's 23 years old, right? Again, he's the guy you want to hang out with, you want to talk to, like you want to,
grab a beer with.
Oh, absolutely,
yeah,
great guy, right? And he is like proactive and all that, but still, the young kids don't have the idea about I have to.
They don't.
Right?
I don't think it's instilled in them anymore.
No. Look, there's some are like especially when you're in a horse, industry and ranches and farmers. Those kids are hard-working people.
Hard,
like
yeah.
you have 15-year-old boy or girl, and they working hard. You know what? Because they have to. They have to. Because if they don't, their daddy's gonna go to the bank. Bank's gonna take that farm.
That's right.
Right, and they have nowhere else to go, so they have to. So the have to is not here anymore. And all these, especially the new administration is like, all right, we got you. We got you a check.
Cut you a check.
That's it. That's it. And that's how you're destroying the whole, the whole youth.
It's bad. It's created a sense of entitlement, a sense of not having to put forth any effort to get a reward. I coach my little boys t-ball team. I got a 5-year. I coach his t-ball team. I coached his t-ball team last year, and t-ball, we don't call them on my team. We don't call them participation trophies. I think it's the biggest hunk of shit. We call them savage trophies. Get a little savage awards at the end of the year for being little. Like, I swear I coached the Bad News Bears of t-ball. They're a bunch of hellions, but great kids. They're rambunctious, and 4 and 5-year-olds are supposed to be that way. But I think a lot of, in sports now, they give out too many participation trophies for losing. And that's created a sense of entitlement of that you're going to get a reward regardless of how much effort you put in. And I think it's kind of put a crutch on the youth.
Yeah, as this topic is, is being talked about over and over by everybody. You know what? So I obviously come from a different country, right?
Mm-hmm.
Come from Europe, Central Europe. And United States has one beautiful thing, but that's also the Achilles, right? To young people, you have so many options here, right? So if you quit one job, you can get another 3.
That's right.
No problem. There's the options are unlimited, right? Sky's the limit, literally. And so in my country, you don't have a whole lot of options. So if you lose a job, you're pretty much screwed for a long time, right?
Yeah.
So you have to keep the job. And here we are, accountability, but also a limited amount of options. Because just like the farmer, he doesn't have another option. Where is he going to go? Is he going to lose all his tractors and lose all the heritage and the land that his grandpa, founded and all that? There's no option. But nowadays the kids, they have millions of options. Just like in a sport. You're in a school, you don't make it in a football team, you'll become a cheerleader.
Yeah.
And it's quite okay with everybody,
okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Different thing is if this is your calling. But the problem is if the football team was the only thing on the team, in the school, and you had no other option.
Go 100%.
The fear of being expelled from that team is going to drive you to the point where you become no quitter.
That's right.
And quitting is the biggest problem of nowadays society. Everybody is a quitter. In relationships, in work, in any kind of hobbies, everybody quits so damn quickly. You know what? It's just like the social media, right? You don't like this page, or you block him, you move on to another one. Quitting is absolute new phenomenon of this age. Yep. And it's cancer.
Yes, because we have a rule with my children. If you start something, regardless of what it is, you have to finish. I don't care if my little boy my oldest son wanted to play basketball this year. He's built like me. He's built like a stump, a little short, stocky sucker. He's not built for basketball. But I said, if you want to play, I'll let you play. But if you start and you suck at it, you got to finish the season. You're not going to be able to just up and quit. You got to finish.
100%.
And that every year before baseball season, we just kicked off baseball again.
Yeah.
And I told him, I said, I asked him every year, do you want to play again this year?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, cool. You got to finish the season.
Yeah, 100%.
If you don't want to play next year, it's awesome, but you got to finish this year. And I think parents, not all parents, I'm not speaking out all parents, but a lot of parents in the modern day, they give into their kids' feelings too much and not give them the option. I mean, give them the mandatory of finishing. It's okay. You get the option to quit if you don't like it.
So again, the comfort of United States gives the generations, and it was not like that when there was Wild Wild West. Everything was about survival.
Yeah.
Today, so much comfort and so much, again, options, and you can do whatever you want, right? So there's one thing. Look, if you think about a life, the things that you remember the most are the ones that were the most discomfortable or uncomfortable in your life.
Mm-hmm.
But like I was 14 years old and I went across the country backpacking.
Oh, nice.
Okay, 14 years old. Okay, which is illegal in my country.
Oh, is it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can't go out of the sight of parents till you're 18.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I took a backpack. I went backpacking across the whole country, and I slept, places that I shouldn't have, and and the moments when I was really, really afraid of my life, I remember those the most. So people don't realize that if they are too cushy for their kids and letting them back out of everything immediately, they're robbing them of great moments in their life, great lessons, great opportunities to mold their character.
Growth.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then people don't realize that. So nowadays, same thing with dogs. Obviously, I'm in the dog industry, right? And so I just came from a conference, police conference in Las Vegas.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And after my class, this police officer comes to me and goes like, hey, so I have a dog, we've gone through classes and everything, we're certified, and I have these issues with him, right? It was a Labrador, right? So I said, if you want, I'll fix it for you, no problem. He goes, okay, so he brought a dog. The dog was out of control, absolutely out of control. Right? He didn't mind that guy at all, and that's a sad picture of a lot of dogs out there. And so he goes like, we did all kinds of trainings. I said, can I have the dog for a little bit, right? Dog was, again, off the chain. I slapped him once. Okay, so how many people right now are behind watching this video, they go, he did what? He slapped him? Yes, I slapped him.
Yes.
I give him one slap. Right? A manly slap. The dog was like he just woke up. He looked at me. He goes like, oh, that's you? And within 2 minutes, me and the dog had a relationship like that guy was not able to accomplish in 2 years.
Wow.
He goes like, I don't understand. You just slapped him, and you two are best buddies now. He listens to like you had him from a puppy. The world functions on consequences. Okay, whether are you animal or humans, world functions on consequences. Consequences make the world black or white, absolutely readable, and it's very comfortable because the biggest problem is confusion. Right? Okay. You got many thousands of young people that are confused. They don't know who they are. They don't know what bathroom to go to. They are just confused. They are on social media talking to hundreds of people and still feel lonely because they're confused. They don't know who they are.
That's right.
Right?
There's no clear direction because I think it comes from a lot of them seeing their biggest influences, which is a lot of pop stars. They don't stand up for values. They just stand up for whatever's hot in the moment. So they don't stand up for like hard values. They stand up for whatever's just hot in the moment. Whether it's
momentarily emotional excitement.
Yes.
Which lasts few seconds, then you'll flip to on another one And once you start flipping through the screen, you'll find yourself absolutely empty. That's the problem. And the problem is also that nowadays people don't have no dreams.
None.
If you're not a dreamer, you're not a go-getter, right? And these kids are living lives of different people. They don't have their own life. They don't have their own dreams. Therefore, if you don't have no dreams, you have no goals in your life, you're confused, you don't know who you are, you don't know what you want, and therefore you have no desire to go after something. That's why if you have a job, cool. If you don't, cool too, because nothing drives you forward, right? Ever since I was a little kiddo, I wanted to become Arnold Schwarzenegger. Hey, well, by the time I was 17, I was the champion of Czech Republic in bodybuilding.
Oh,
okay?
nice.
I always wanted to have a Harley since little kiddo. I have it in the garage, right? I always wanted to live in the United States. Well, hello. I'm living in the United States. I always wanted to have a horse. You know the man from Snowy River?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's my hero. Always want to be like it. Guess what I'm doing? I'm riding horses.
Nice.
Right? Pushing cows and doing all that, learning from cowboys. But you have to have a dreams to understand who you are. And kids don't have that.
A lot of it has to do with technology. I limit my kids to, I wish I did it better most days than others. Some days they stay on their damn pads and their Nintendos on. But the technology takes the creativity from the kids, in my opinion. It does all the thinking for them. So they don't have to think. They already know if they lose the game, they know they could restart again or retry, or they could just quit, or they can
quitting. If I quit, nothing happens, no problem. If I lose, nothing happens, no problem, right?
That's right.
My kids are not allowed to have none of that. My son is 15 in few days. Another son is 11. Absolutely zero chance to get no social media, no Facebook, no TikTok, no nothing.
Smart man.
Absolutely. I would swallow that phone before they set up an account like that.
Yeah.
No way. But, they work with me.
Yeah.
My sons are, tomorrow we're fixing to build a shed, so I won't teach them how to weld. But they already know how to change oils on the cars, how to change batteries, how to change brake pads, shoot. They run CQB better than most police officers,
Yeah.
So, and that's another thing, right? So if you have parents that go for 8-hour job, come home, get those nachos, sit down, watch TV. Those kids don't have their heroes, right? Your kids, they see you running your crew, fixing houses, doing all that stuff. You come to a shitty house, you leave it, build up, fix, looking sharp. They go like, dude, my dad did that.
Yeah.
So you're a hero for your kids.
Yeah.
My sons, both of them constantly repeating, my dad is my hero.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because that's, I'm active in my life. I'm doing something. So now they want to be like me. So it's not easy. And because every kid wants their hero. Every kid. That's why we have cartoons. That's why we have all those Supermans and all that. Because every kiddo wants their hero. Girls wants heroes, their mom. Guys wants heroes, their dads, right? And if they don't get them at home,
they're going to find them elsewhere.
They start looking at social media.
That's right.
Who do they find? A dumbass. That's
right.
funny. He's got 11,000 colors on his hat, and don't know if he needs to go to a girl's bathroom or boy's bathroom.
And that's their influence.
They don't know any better because they didn't see any values in their life.
That's right.
So
makes total sense, man. Like I said, I try to minimize it, but I hope that I instill enough values into my children, which I'm fight bare knuckle. I'm a bare knuckle boxer as well. And what was cool thing about that at the time, they showed it on YouTube, and I talked about this on Jeff's podcast, but they were able to watch me on TV. And that was I think, hands down, the coolest thing as a father that my kids could have experienced. You
know what they experienced more than that? So obviously you going in that fight, it's phenomenal, right? But I'll tell you where you become the hero for your kids. See what you got on your head? Mm-hmm. That's your company. Mm-hmm. You build that. They see you every day, get up and go. They see you struggle. They see you fight for it. Just like with the bare knuckle fight, they see you go to the gym. They hear you, God, I don't want to go train, but I have to. Mm-hmm. You get up and go. and they go like, damn, next time they're gonna feel like I don't want to. You know what they're gonna hear in their head? They're gonna hear their dad saying, fuck, I don't want to go, but I gotta.
You gotta go.
I gotta go.
You gotta put the
right?
work in.
So if the kids see their parents struggle by pushing through, now when they struggle, they're gonna copy you. Like if my dad was here, he would go, I gotta go, man.
You gotta get it.
You know? So back in their mind, they never want to disappoint their parents.
That's
You
powerful, man. And I think a lot of kids, that drives a lot. That pushes a lot of kids forward. Is they never want to be a failure in their parents' eyes. They just want to keep moving forward, and they never want to fail in their parents' eyes. And some kids don't have that. Some kids don't go home to love like that. And I'm glad I'm able to give that to my kids, and I'm glad you're able to show your kids that as well, man. When you came to the United States, was that like a long process, or was you able just to?
Man, it was I would never repeat it again, man.
Oof.
I'm proud that I did everything legally and the way you're supposed to, but I promise you, if you make me do it again, I'll just go to Mexico and walk over, man. I swear to God I would.
Rough, huh?
It was so unfair, man. It was crazy. So it took me 6 years of legal process, okay? 6 years. 6 years being in this country, everybody's looking at you like, nah, you're just a visitor. I couldn't even get an insurance.
Wow.
Because I didn't have a permanent residency or citizenship, nothing. So you're living here 6 years, and I came from Czech Republic. Czech Republic is a nice country. You know, it's a developed country. It's not like third world country.
Yeah.
Right? Whoever was in Prague, they understand. It's a beautiful country,
Prague,
right?
yeah.
But I always had that feeling, and I always wanted to be in the United States. The United States is the most free country in the world. Is the best country, and all these morons out there who have problem with American flag and they're not feeling patriotic, they're idiots, absolute idiots.
I agree.
And they need to go live in a different country. Okay, I'm not saying we were oppressed or anything like that. We obviously have a developed Western culture system in my country, just like Germany or Austria or anywhere else. But it is still a country of 10 million people, right? The whole country has 10 million. Your country has 320 million,
Yeah.
okay? The land of Texas is bigger than almost entire Europe,
Oh, wow.
okay? So the opportunities of, horses, bikes, motocross, whatever you want to do, you have abundance of everything in this country. Beautiful, right? One day in Texas riding horses, another day you're in Colorado walking through the mountains, and third day you're in Las Vegas, living your life.
That's right.
It's beautiful. And so 6 years of struggle, man, and it cost me over $50,000 on lawyers and fees and applications, just crazy.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and so was it worthy? Yes, but the system needs to change, man. It needs to change. What I'm disappointed at, look, so I think that President Trump did great things for not only U.S. but for the whole world, and now it shows, right? In Germany they laughed at him when he said your dependency on Russia and with the oil and all that, the gas is not good. They laughed at him. Today, whoa,
Yeah, look at
they're
him.
screwed, right?
That's right.
So he did a lot of good things, but he totally messed up the immigration system. Right? He said, stop, no immigration, no nothing, right? And so good people, which I believe I am good people, could not come to the United States anymore,
Wow.
right? So he put stop to everything. So it was actually President Trump that blocked me from coming to this country. Not obviously knowing my case. And my lawyer told me, like, Leo, I've never seen any more powerful case than yours. Right?
Yes.
I had letters from Special Forces. I had letters from Department of Homeland Security officers. I had letters from DEA, right? And none of that was good enough for approving that entrance to the United States or becoming, permanent resident.
Wow.
And because Trump said, stop green cards, stop everything.
Shut them all down.
Across the field, right? No differences. So if there was a douchebag and someone that actually brings value, no difference. Just stop.
Stop it all.
Right? So, again, man, 6 years of struggles, and it was not easy. It was not easy. But I'll tell you what, this country is worth
Every penny of it, right?
fucking worth every day. Every struggle alone is definitely worth. I'm really happy being in this country. I love this country. And I feel more patriotic than a lot of people in this country, man.
No, I know I have a good bit of immigrant friends that went through the legal process of getting over here. They've said the same exact thing. Because they've come from somewhere else and then they came here. They seen how it was where they live. A lot of them are from Brazil. They've came here and they're like, man, this is the greatest country in the world. Because they've experienced the bad in their country, and they were able to come here. Not say the bad, with the lack of resources, should we say, in their country. And then they come here and they have everything, an immense amount of things that they could just, be successful with in life.
You just nailed it, right? It's about the resources. It's not like you come to this country and everybody gives you shit for free, unless, well, of course, you come in from Mexico and you get everything for free, and then some.
Then a little bit extra.
Yeah. But the resources, man, the no matter what you want to do or what you want to put your kids into, it's available out there for you. You still have to go and work hard for it, 100%, right? But the possibilities is just awesome. It's just
Endless.
awesome. So can you be poor in this country? Absolutely. Completely broke? Absolutely. There's communities that are completely broke down and all that. Obviously, you have that. But if you want to, you can work yourself up.
Work yourself up.
It's just on you. And usually those people that don't have their dreams, here we go, dreams again, right? If they don't have their own dreams and they had everything served to them, right? Those are the ones that complaining that this country is messed up.
Yep.
Does this country have problems? Oh, a bunch of problems. No questions about it, right?
I think we need some maintenance for sure.
But who doesn't?
Yeah, that's right.
Who
True.
doesn't?
Who
You
doesn't?
go to any country on this planet, you're gonna see the same issues. You're gonna see government that is, this and that. You can look at it every which way you want to. So every country has issues, but I'd rather be in this country with issues than in any other country with issues.
That's right.
So
you recently immigrated over here since Trump.
6 years ago, yeah.
Oh, 6 years ago. Okay.
yeah,
I thought it was a 6-year-long process.
No,
Okay.
no, 6 years ago. 6 years ago, I got here, and ever since, I've been fighting to get my.
Wow. Okay. Do you still go over to Europe and do any dog training over there, or you just do everything centralized?
I travel around the world.
Around the world.
So 2 months ago, I came from Australia, where I trained different branches of Australian Defence Forces, including Special Forces. I just got back 3 weeks ago from Greece, where I worked with federal police. 2 days ago, I got back from Las Vegas, where I did teach at the police conference. Had many different countries in the class, including tier 1 units from England or federales from Mexico, all kinds of different law enforcement military bodies. Next week, I'm going to North Carolina, do class for 7 different police departments. And then 3 weeks later, I'm flying to South Africa, teach
really cool.
people there. So, yeah, I travel a lot. Yeah.
That's good, man. Keeps you young, man. Get to travel, experience some things. Get to experience things most people never get to experience. Travel around the world.
Yeah, you definitely, those people that, don't like this country, they definitely need to travel. They need to travel, 100%. I suggest, everyone I speak with, I say, travel. Dude, listen, travel, look around the world. It's going to put things in perspective for you.
It's funny you said that, because I've been telling that to people for quite a number of years. In 2015, before I started building my company, I was a welding inspector, and I worked a lot in California, North California. And I'm from Mississippi, so California gets a bad rap, and respectfully, they do have some fucked up shit over there. But California, like Northern California, is beautiful, man. I tell people all the
Dude,
time.
California, land-wise,
Yes, it's beautiful.
it's the best state
Yeah.
in the country, 100%. Dude, San Diego, I like completely love San
Yes.
Diego, right? And all those, yeah, absolutely, man. I love California. Beautiful weather, on the coast. Just, I love it. Totally love it.
So I tell people you got to travel before passing judgment. Just go travel over there. Go experience it for like a week, then come back and talk about it. It'll change your perspective. Now the government over there, yeah, they're just that right there is a whole nother conversation. But California as a whole, I think, is just a beautiful state.
Yeah, and then once you go to Europe, Latin America, and Africa, and places like this,
Oof.
you go like, I kind of want to be back home.
I'm gonna
dude.
go back home, man.
Yeah.
About to get spotted
Yeah.
fever over here or some shit,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, 100%.
So we're kind of late on the intro, but this is Leos. Help me with the last name again.
Drbohlav.
Yeah, Drbohlav.
There you go.
He's a. Did I say it right?
Yeah,
Hell
absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
He's a tactical dog trainer. Travels all over the world. Quick question. I don't know why I thought about this. My uncle used to have a dog named Sheba. Have you ever trained any dogs named Sheba? Is that a common name in your field?
First time ever.
Really?
Yeah, I never heard that name before.
Okay. So my uncle had the shit eater, right? You know what a shit eater is?
No.
All right, shit eater's just like a mutt. Like
Okay. Yeah,
so we call them
all
shit
right,
eaters in Mississippi.
There must be some Mississippi slang or
Yeah,
something.
so we call them
Hey,
shit
where
eaters.
in the Mississippi, by the way?
Southwest Macomb.
Oh, okay. I lived a year in Hattiesburg.
Oh, Hattiesburg? Okay, so I'm an hour and 15 minutes from west of Hattiesburg on 98.
Oh, okay, nice.
Yeah, not
nice.
too far
Yeah,
away.
Yeah.
There's another guy over there with Lamar County. I brought my dog to.
Lamar County?
His name was AJ.
Yeah, AJ had my dog.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep.
he trained my lab back
Yep.
7 years ago, maybe
Yep.
6, 7 years ago. And so my uncle had this dog named Sheba, was a shit eater. Only thing he trained his dog to do was open up the fridge, grab his beer, and bring it to him. And that was the only thing he told him to do.
That's a good training right there.
Hey, he wouldn't even like bark when you pulled up in the driveway. He would just get the beer and he would just lay there, and it was pretty cool. So into the dog training, is there like a specific breed of dog that you think is like easier to train than others? Because you see these things like with the aggressive breed dogs, but I think it's like the most aggressive breed dogs are equivalent to like the most protective dogs out there. Like a lot of them on the same list. Do you think one's harder to train than other, or are they all trainable?
No, it's just like with people, man. So it doesn't matter what kind of breed it is, what kind of color it is. It doesn't matter. You have smart people. You have not so smart people. You have physically talented people or physically challenged people. It's the same thing with dogs, man. You can have. Everybody thinks there was some research now. Research, man. This research is always killing me, man. And they say that Malinois is the smartest dog from them all, right?
Really?
I call bullshit,
Yeah.
because they have high drives, right? And if you're using those drives, they will learn faster. But my experience is the smartest dogs are the street dogs.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. But so obviously, physically talented and driven dogs are Belgian Malinois. That's like that's the most popular breed.
Super athletic dogs.
Super athletic. You see some crazy videos on social media, right? And jumping like crazy high and
Yeah.
things like that. That used to be German Shepherd 30 years ago. Okay, so German Shepherds 30 years ago were different level than you can see today. But because people were overbreeding it, and everyone who had a backyard was breeding German Shepherds, obviously that breed went to shit in a hurry. That's happening to Belgian Malinois now.
Really?
Because just so you know, before the German Shepherd, it was Doberman,
Doberman.
right? Doberman, World War II. Doberman was super popular.
That was a dog to have.
Absolutely, right? And Hitler, Germany were using Dobermans in the war a lot, and then the German Shepherd. The German Shepherd was designed specifically for the World War II, for the military, because it was the most versatile dog. So that breed went to shit, and now we have Belgian Malinois. Belgian Malinois, super athletic, super fast, super strong, super high drive.
Yes.
But it doesn't matter. So you can have a Belgian Malinois that's, completely dumb because he was not bred well.
Bred
right?
well. Come from a poor gene pool.
Yep. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, gene pool.
Yeah.
It's very important, right? Because that's what happened with German Shepherds. I was actually part of the research for the genetics. And the broader gene pool you have, the stronger the dogs are, the healthier they are. And the problem is that because everybody's breeding those champions, everything is somewhat related somewhere, and the gene pool is getting smaller and smaller. And, the breed is getting softer and softer, more illnesses. And before you know, all the dogs have cancers and hip dysplasias and all that stuff, right? Yes. And that's only because the gene pool.
Yeah.
So you're going to have dogs that are super smart and as a Labrador, or, super dumb Labrador, super smart Malinois, super dumb Malinois. It doesn't matter. I can train anything. You can train any dog there is. If it needs to breathe, eat, drink water, you can train it.
Yeah. Just got to figure out what's going to work best for them.
Yeah, you have to understand all the instincts and all the drives, and you have to work with all of them, right? A lot of trainers are, focusing on 2 drives. But if you don't use all 7 at least, then those remaining 4 or 5 are working against you.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest problem that trainers don't understand nowadays.
Since I have a red fox lab right now, super smart dog, and I brought him to a local trainer just for obedience. I just need him to kind of not jump on the kids, stuff like that. And the dude told me the dog was not trainable. He said he was too timid. Like, I've never beat my dog, but he's just like a real timid dog. I don't know. He's just super timid. And he's like, he's not trainable because he's too timid. That's what he told me. So I was like, all right.
Oh, that tells you everything right there. Those vast majority of trainers, although the knowledge today is phenomenal about dog training, if you hear this, you know that you're dealing with a trainer that uses compulsion for training.
Got you.
Yeah. So obviously, if dog is timid, you put compulsion on him.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I got you.
So it's not gonna work. But look, I got this story, man. So there's a nonprofit organization down in Houston, and the lady, a nonprofit organization, brought me a dog, and someone bought a dog for $20,000 as a puppy.
Jesus, fucking, we had shit out gold turds.
Exactly, right? So that's a scam right there.
Yeah.
And then they paid $25,000 or $30,000 for training. They brought the dog to me. As soon as the dog got off the leash, we were not able to catch the dog for 15 minutes.
Wow.
Okay? So that's a $50,000 dog right there. You would not believe how much scam is there today out there on personal protection dogs, especially. You get dog for, their company's selling dogs for $125,000.
Holy hell.
$60,000, $80,000. And those dogs are nothing but glorified pets.
Yes.
Unbelievable, just unbelievable. Dog industry blows my mind in the United States. Absolutely blows my mind.
Wow. Like, I'm thinking $2,500 for a damn dog is expensive, but damn, $25,000
for a puppy, man.
That dog would just sit there. He'd just be sitting there $25,000. I would never buy it. I mean, I like my dogs and stuff, but I would never. Hey, I can never do it.
That's the U.S., man. Everybody's got too much money, man.
I read this article, man. This article was for, I don't know, it's probably 8-10 years, a long time ago. This dude was selling sheep, baby sheep, to people in Japan for poodles, as poodles, like full-grown poodles, and was getting like $10,000 a piece for them or some shit. And they were buying them up. It was damn sheep the whole time.
Yeah, I'm telling you, civilization has too much money, man.
They just put it out there.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's nuts, dude.
I don't know, maybe think of that. Man, that was like 8-10 years ago I read that article. I was like, holy hell, there's just, not only got too much money, you're just stupid as hell.
I mean, yeah, you see that all the time. There was an article just recently that some people got on a plane and went to get their, personal protection trained dog for $225,000. Okay, on their private jet, came there. They're showing video. That poor thing barely bit on a sleeve. I was like, this dude, this little doggy ain't gonna protect his biscuit with the butter on it. He ain't definitely protecting that family.
Protecting shit.
No, hell no. For 225, no, it's crazy. Absolutely nuts.
That trainer went to the bank. Was like, these dumb motherfuckers.
Hey, you know what? It's all just jealousy speaking out of me because I did not sell the dog.
Like, that was just body.
Yeah, 100%.
So pit bulls, man. So I've owned pit bulls just about my whole life. I'm onto the labs now because I've had to get rid of my pits because I had a transition in life, but. Pit bulls, you think those are pretty easy to train? I've always kind of had a little bit of trouble.
Dude, I love pit bulls. So I had a pit bull back in my country. I was really young, and I had a pit bull, and I trained him up, and I was going around competitions with German Shepherds and Belgian Malinois, and me and my pit bull won every single time.
Wow. That's awesome.
No problem.
That's freaking awesome,
Yeah.
man.
So I love pit bulls, man.
I love them too, man.
They are confident. Most of these dogs that bite people out of blue sky, it's because of insecurity.
Yes.
They're scared, right? So they bite out of fear. Pit bull is not biting out of fear. He's confident. That's why pit bulls are super cool around kids. You can ride that little thing like a pony, and he still take it, no problem.
That's right.
German Shepherds, Belgian Malinois, they'd be already clapping and snapping and, losing their shit.
Yep.
I love pit bulls. Really, really, they can also turn off, they chill,
Super chill, man.
Yes. Most of the Malinois, they're crackheads, man, just all the time, on and on and on. Pit bulls can turn off. I love that.
Yeah.
I love pit bulls, absolutely.
I had a blue pit, man, and she... chillest dog, man, with my kids. She had a litter of puppies, and I think her hormones got a little out of whack. She wasn't snappy with the kids, but she got super protective of the property after she had that litter of puppies, man. And I tell you what, our bug man, I never had any issue with her at the time. She would not let him get out of his truck. It was everybody that would come up, especially if the kids were outside. Nobody. If you didn't live at that house, you couldn't come in that damn yard. It was game over for your ass. Mailman, he'd throw her bone out the window. She didn't give a shit about that bone. She wanted that damn mailman's finger.
And it's just like with everything else, right?
Yes.
If you have a vehicle that's got 400 horsepower, you got to be responsible, right?
Super responsible.
You've got a gun, you got to be responsible, right? Same thing with pit bulls. So they're just like with everyone else. There are pit bulls that are low driven, that are actually some of the pit bulls are a little bit timid, or they're super sweet, and there are some pit bulls that actually have some balls, right?
Yeah.
So you just have to. It's just like with everyone else. When you get in a dog, you have to be honest to yourself. What am I getting the dog for? What am I looking for in the dog? Right? And then look at the parents, how they are. And look at the siblings, how they are, and look at their litters, how the puppies of those parents are already.
Yes.
Usually they have second, third, fourth litter already. So just do your research on what those litters before became.
Gotcha.
And now you're going to see what you're getting.
What you're going to get.
Exactly, right?
I know you're talking about keeping the gene pool. I see this happen a lot around where I live with labs, is they breeding, I think, siblings maybe? Or maybe something like that to keep the. Is that what you were kind of getting to when you're talking about the gene pool? Just they keeping it
Yeah. That's just like you can go to West Virginia, right?
Yeah.
You gotta be careful what you're doing, man.
Yeah, that's definitely some Western Virginia shit out there, boy. For sure.
Then you have dogs with three teeth, four ears running around, and
two tails wagging out the back, man.
No, we're not doing that.
We're not doing that. That's a common thing around the house, man. And I've always thought it was just fucking weird. weird, but
No,
they act like it's really normal.
There's some crazy shit. No.
So is dog training like your hobby? I know it's your business, but it's like, is that like your?
It's my passion, man.
your passion,
I've
yeah.
been doing it. Been doing it ever since I could walk. Right.
Oh, really?
My
Cool.
grandfather was the highest decorated canine handler in World War, the post World War II,
Oh, nice.
and so yeah, I was raised around dogs, police dogs, military dogs. I was decoying dogs ever since I could lift the sleeve off the ground. Dogs dragging me all over the whole damn training field, and everybody's having blast, and I'm having blast. And by the time I was 11, I was a full decoy to a police club.
Oh, cool, man.
Little 11-year-old brat, and I'm not a big guy. Can you imagine? That was a funny story, but everybody loved me because I was totally fearless of big dogs. They were, they had a mouth like my head.
With the big old Tibetan or whatever the hell they call.
Yeah.
Things are massive, bro.
But so I'm agitating those dogs. They're on a back tie, right? And I'm getting literally this close to their face. And they're absolutely losing their shit, spitting slobber all over, tooth all, over the head, just crazy. And those handlers go like, oh, freaking love this, right?
Yeah.
Until one day I walk, around those dogs that are back tied, just finished that agitation class, and one of them dogs go like, that's the little fucker, right? And he went to the end of the chain, and the chain popped.
Oh,
Dude. So it was like a 90-pound, German Shepherd. I had maybe 100 pounds at that time, and so all I did is just I gave him my arm, and he swallowed that arm. I was a little kiddo, right?
oh yeah.
Dude, I'm missing a chunk of my made this arm here, and he's breaking, smashing me all over. And obviously they came, jumped in, get the dog off, but I was messed up, man. I still have a scar here from that, and it's like 35 years ago, 30. And yeah, man, as soon as they fixed it up, 3 weeks later, I'm still like obviously injured a lot, and I'm decoying dogs again.
Yeah.
So it didn't stop me. There's no quitting, right?
You know, quit. You can't quit, man.
Can't
Is that the only
quit.
dog you've been attacked by, been bit by?
Huh?
Is that the only one you ever been like bit by or
Oh
attacked
no,
by?
man! No, I got scars all over my body,
Ooh.
man. I had 18 stitches in my head and all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
So
Yeah. So I got 18 stitches. I was working with a dog. Got 18 stitches in my head. So went to a hospital. They stitched me up, wrapped me up and all that. And on the way back from the hospital, I went straight back to the dog and finished the training with him. Obviously, I whooped his ass.
yeah,
you
whoop
know.
his ass, man. They put them hands on him, get his
Yeah.
mind right.
And we finished it, And then dog, yeah. So that's dog. He's been doing it all my life. It's my passion, and I have gave up a lot in my life just to get deeper and deeper with the dogs.
Yeah, I think there's not a lot of people that are willing to give up enough to chase their passions or their dreams, man. I think a lot of people, they like, well, I got to give up this. It's not really fulfilling me. I know this will fulfill me, but I'm not going to give up this because this is giving me short-term happiness and a dopamine rush instead of going here and chasing the long-term thing.
So this is the thing, right? And that's what I was saying, that a lot of people are pulling their kids from a uncomfortable zone, protecting them, but they're actually hurting them. See, the thing is, once you learn to love discomfort, you learn to love the path to success.
Yes.
Without it, there will be no success,
Yes.
because no success has ever been built on a comfortable path.
Never.
Never. So the secret is to learn the path of discomfort.
Yeah.
Once you love that, you don't care what it is. You go like, let's struggle. I love it.
The struggle's
and,
real.
and then whatever you set as your goal for yourself, you're gonna accomplish it. Because there was a guy I just saw recently on Instagram or somewhere, and he said, once you learn to love the journey, the one that loves the journey walks further than the one that loves the goal.
Yeah,
right.
I've seen that.
But here's that little difference. Journey can be comfortable or uncomfortable, and every goal, like Arnold Schwarzenegger said, the higher your goals are, regardless how stupid they are, the farther you go.
Exactly.
But the farther you have your goals, the more uncomfortable you will be reaching them. And if you will not learn to love the discomfort, it will always make you quit, right?
It's true.
Once you learn to love the discomfort, he'll be like, I don't give a shit, bring it.
Yes.
And that's what then the whole life, no matter what adversities the life will bring you, you go like, fuck, all right, let's go.
Let's go. And I've thrived in discomfort. I think I perform better in uncomfortable situations where things are bad, and I don't know if it's like something from a childhood, but then I would make it worse. I was like, okay, this really, really uncomfortable situation, a really bad, situation to be in, and I would come out of the other side smelling like a fucking rose, man. And it's because I feel like I just was in that uncomfortable situation, and I had to just thrive and work way harder than I, just to be able to come out on the other side. And I thrive and shit like that. It's kind of like where with my company.
Yeah. You know what? You have to be kind of like adrenaline junkie to become like that, because, if you reach the goal, the adrenaline's gone. Right? It's just like riding the horses, man. When you're learning riding a horse, like the horse is barely moving, and you feel like you're about to die. Okay, you're about to die, but that chest is popping, your blood is going crazy. Like, holy! You get off the horse, you go, holy shit! You look at the videos, like, did I even move? God damn, what was that? Well, I gotta try it one more time. Same thing, like you're learning, snow skiing or anything like that. The adrenaline is huge, and once you become like this, then the adversities in your life, that's what they give you. They just give you adrenaline. All right, that's all you got. Well, let's go. Obviously, you're going to struggle, and you're gonna have moments where you're gonna sit down and it's like, fuck, why me, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, I'm so sick, I just need a break, I just can't go no more, right? You're gonna have moments like this, especially at night. Head is going crazy, and you don't know what to do just to fall asleep. So I just learned to work till I can't go no more. Fall behind the steering wheels, pull in parking lot.
Get your nap,
and then let's go, keep going. So yeah, it has to be like different mindset, but you have it either from the nature, or you can learn to love it.
Yes.
Right? Same thing with dogs. I have dogs that are killers by nature, or I build them through small successes. It's just like with fight. I tell you what, if you go in the ring, you're going to have small guy against you, right? And you're going to win. You'll be like, oh, cool. Right? Yeah, obviously, I'll smash that dude. No problem. Yeah. But then you're going to meet a freaking Brock Lesnar. Right?
Whole Brock.
All right?
Yes.
And you're going to go like, holy, this dude's going to fucking kill me.
Yep.
Right? And you win over the guy. That gives you a freaking kick. And that gives you, now you start craving those moments when you feel that you're going to be defeated. You're like, okay. And you remember that feeling when you beat Brock Lesnar. You go, I won this. Now, all of a sudden, regular life is no more challenge for you.
None.
See what I mean?
None.
So once you learn to beat the life in small doses and get your victory, then you want more and more and more. And that's what makes you a true warrior.
Yes.
Craving the unthinkable.
Yes.
Craving the feeling of, I probably will get defeated, but fuck it. Let's go.
Let's get it.
Just get it,
That's why I'm down for any fight, anytime, anywhere. I'll fight anybody.
Yeah.
Show them to me.
Yeah.
I'll fight them. That might get my ass kicked, they might get their ass kicked, but them motherfuckers don't know he's got in a fight,
Yeah.
And I think people just don't. I keep thinking it's my perspective. I don't think people are willing to say when people tell me things are hard. I look at them, I'm like, bro, it's not that hard. I've been through some hard shit in my life. I remember in the ninth grade, I would come home from school, or I'd come home from a friend's house. I stayed with a friend a lot in the ninth grade, and I'd walk into my house, and there'd be crack pipes laid all over the floor. And I'd get to my bedroom to get some clothes, so I can go back to my buddy's house to stay. And there'd be a crackhead laying in my bed with my clothes on. I've been through shit like that, and I've lived in places. I've had to do things that I'm not proud of, or it just strengthened me. So when somebody says something is hard, I'm like, bro, it's not even that fucking hard. You just haven't done enough hard shit in your life yet to see that this is just a little phase or easy to get through. So I don't think people have done enough hard shit in their life, uncomfortable shit in their life.
Exactly, man. That's what makes man. And again, going back to parents trying to babysit and cushion, the life of their kids. You have to go, obviously, not through that. Nobody should go through that. But whatever it is, parents have to let their kids to feel failure, hardships, losses. I always say I have a love-hate relationship with failure. Nothing will make you better than a failure. I hate to fail, but I love what failure does to me.
Yes.
Yes. And I think that's the problem that nowadays, like you mentioned, participation trophies. I think that's where they go wrong.
Yes.
If he sat down, if the coach or the parents sat down with the kid, say, listen, dude, you're second, you're not first. That means you lost, okay? If you're not first, you're lost, okay? But this is the thing. Every loss will make you stronger. So I tell you what, we're going to get into it. We're going to work out twice as hard than we did before. I'm going to get the first place next time. Do you hear me? This is what we're doing. And just like 50 Cent said, we ain't going to win. We're going to die trying.
That's right. We're going to die trying.
Right? But we're not settling down for participation. No. Either win or die trying. That's it. And that's the mentality that needs to be put in kids. So I'm not saying, and people go like, well, you have to learn to be okay with be second and third. You just told me to be okay with being loser. No. You go ahead. You be my second. You be my third. No problem. I'll be first.
Yes.
Right? So what I'm teaching my kids is when you lose, you take that as an opportunity to become better. But we'll never settle for second.
Never.
Right? And I think that's the mentality we need to start, showing the kids.
I think all parents should instill that in their kids. Too many parents want to be their kid's friend instead of be their parent. They worry about their feelings. They want to comfort their feelings. I love my kids. I don't give a shit about their feelings when it comes to a sense of right versus wrong. I don't care if it hurts their feelings, if it's the right thing. Feelings are irrelevant to me. Too many parents get too outside themselves trying to be a friend over a parent. You need to be a parent over a friend.
You're absolutely right, man. You're absolutely right. And I'll tell you where it comes from, at least in my understanding from my observations, is usually the parents that don't have no drive, right? They have never accomplished anything. They need someone to be on that ship with them. Almost, I don't want to sound harsh, but almost like to be on the ship of losers. So they don't feel bad not being accomplished in their life. So now they're pulling their kids to that ship with them. That's why they tell them, it's okay. Those are the people that will come to a job, not try, not work hard, always making excuses. Oh, well, that's because of this and because, grass is too green today, and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
And so they trying to pull their kids to that shit with them. And it really takes strong personality to try to make your kid better than yourself.
Ooh, it's tough. I definitely push my kids to do that.
Yeah.
Because I know I fail daily, man. I really just try to be the shining beacon in their life and strive to do great things. And I push, and sometimes I push a little too hard, man. I feel like, just like pair of kids to dogs, every child's different. You can't do everything the same with every child. And I just feel like sometimes, especially my oldest one, I'm really tough on him because I see his potential. I see his greatness. He don't see it, and I know he could be way better than I ever was. He wants to have his first boxing match this year, so I know what it takes to get him there. And I push him because I know he could be way greater than I ever was. And sometimes I'm a little too hard on him. Sometimes, I feel like as a parent I'm a little too hard on him.
You see, this is right. You just nailed something. I just realized. So obviously, I'm taking a big proud of that my son's calling me their hero, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to fighting, so obviously I want to be the one who teaches my son how to fight. But I'm not the best at it, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are guys that were way better than at it. So I train with Jason House. Right, he's an absolute monster MMA. I think he's like 2 times world champion. And he's right here in Saxe, right?
Oh, really?
Absolutely phenomenal guy. The guy is a dangerous monster, right? But at the same time, he's the most gentle trainer you're gonna ever work with, right? And so I took both my sons. I said, this is the guy you need to learn from, and it takes balls to say to your kid that this guy's way better than me. But at the same time, I'm teaching them, you cannot be best in everything. So go seek the best and learn from them.
That's right.
Right? So Jason is training my sons, and it's phenomenal, man. It's phenomenal. And I'll tell you what, within 2 years, those little dudes will be way better than me.
Yeah.
I still beat the shit out of them.
That's right. It's like, I tell my house, I don't care how bad you everything, I'll still whoop your ass. Now don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
Jason Ellis is awesome. That's awesome.
Oh, absolutely. Jason, anybody's watching this, go listen, guys, go see him. He's been like 7 years in Thailand working with the monsters,
Yes.
the true legend, and like that guy is absolutely phenomenal. And it's such a shame that people don't know about him. He's absolutely. It doesn't matter what kind of trainer people are. Just go see this guy. You'll see he's absolutely phenomenal. And just like few sessions, gives you just different angles. Like if you go Jason House MMA highlights, look at him.
Check him out.
Guys are dangerous.
Try to get him on.
But super. Oh, absolutely. You should.
Yeah.
You should absolutely. You're
That
gonna
would
love
be
it.
amazing. Yeah.
Absolutely. And he's also very, very humble person. Even when you train with him. That's it. No, not this. No, Jason House.
House?
Oh, I thought you were saying Jason Ellis. Okay.
No,
never mind.
no. Check it out, Jason
I bet
House.
he's
Yeah.
awesome too.
Absolutely. The way he trains people, it's just phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal. You'll see.
I think a lot of people, it is MMA. That's what he's training your kids MMA.
So he doesn't train kids at all.
Oh, really?
He doesn't train kids at all. He actually told me, so I train with, that's him. That's the man. And yeah, you see. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So he doesn't train kids at all, and we train together, and I'm helping him with dogs too. He's got 2 dogs from me, and then I asked him one day if he would check my boys out, and he brought them in. Oh, I brought them in. They did one training, and he goes like, "Hey, listen, Leo, I'll train your kids any time you want." I said, "Yeah." He goes like, I've never seen more respectful kids, focused and driven than these
awesome,
two.
bro.
He goes like, I don't train kids because they're usually spoiled brats, and
right.
you know. And he goes like, your guys are so respectful. It's crazy.
That's awesome, man.
So-
it's always good to hear as a parent.
Yeah.
Super good to hear as a parent.
Yeah. I love it.
But yeah, man, try to get him on for sure. But I think as a parent, I think any parent, I think we fail. I say any parent. I know I fail daily with my kids. I have full custody of my oldest son, so he's with me full time, and my babies, I see them, certain, on our schedule, whatever. And I don't know, I just feel like my time with them, sometimes I fail them instead of going all in with them. Not saying that going all in with them. That's the wrong terminology of being a parent. I feel like sometimes I do feel, because like I let my 5-year-old indulge on the iPad too long instead of taking him outside in the yard and throwing balls with him and stuff like that. And
Hey, so
teaching him.
look, you know what? I want to tell you this. I don't think you fail them. Okay. If you get up every morning and you go build your company, and your company is feeding other men to other dudes' families, right?
Yes.
You providing paychecks to other families, right? You get up, you go work out, you get in that ring, you do fights, right? You're not failing him. You are, whether you know it or not, you're establishing a role model in his head, right? And then again, one day, whether you spend time with him as much as you want or not, as long as you're a good man, you work hard, that's what's back in his mind, and he's going to become the same thing.
Yeah,
right?
it's a good perspective.
He's going to look and say, Dad freaking got up and went. Dad took care of us. We had house. We had food. And he was there when I called him or when I was feeling down.
That's right.
If you don't spend with him every single day, is it bad or is it good? Right? Mm-hmm. I'll tell you. Do you know the story? Is it bad? Is it good?
No, I haven't heard it.
I'll tell you the story. I love that story, right? I've learned this story about 15 years ago. I love this ever since. So there's a farmer, and he's got a horse. Big storm comes around, a horse runs away. So neighbor goes by and says, hey, I heard your horse is gone. I'm sorry. The farmer looks at him. He goes like, is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. He goes like, what? Are you retard? You just lost your only horse. It's bad. He goes like, well, I don't know. We'll see. 5 days later, the horse comes back and brings another 3 wild Mustangs with him. So now he's got 4 horses, right?
4 horses.
And his neighbor goes by and goes like, dude, that's great. You got 4 horses now. And he looks at him. He goes like, is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. He goes like, what? He's like, we'll see. Well, a week later, his son gets on one of those Mustangs and breaks his leg, right? Neighbor goes by and goes, hey, man, I'm sorry, man. It's crazy. He goes like, we'll see. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. He was like, are you a retard? Your son's got a broken leg. Dude, a week later, there's a draft. So DOD comes to take his son to a war. He's got broken leg. Like, yeah, we don't want him. So he stays home. And, and then he goes like, is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. That's how the story goes. So I think what's important is that that we as fathers, we need to focus to be our best version of ourselves, work hard, and that gives the best example to our kids. Obviously, we always we're gonna have the questions like, should I spend more time with him every day and all that. But the bottom line is, if you're gonna be your best version of yourself, you are giving the boy the best you can for the rest of his life. Because even if you're not here, I promise you, he will be comparing yourself. He will be comparing himself to you for the rest of his days. Even when he's 60 years old, he will be still thinking, my dad would do this.
Yeah.
My dad didn't know puss. He would never quits. He this, he that. So I think if you focus on yourself to be a good man and no quitter, you already gave your son everything he needs in his life.
That's some solid ass perspective, man, because I've never thought of it that way. That's solid. Because I wasn't. My dad was not my life, and I look at it in a similar perspective. I'm just like, well, he did the best thing for me. He just went in my life. He showed me how not to be a parent to my kids. You know, so I'm just like, so now I just do the complete opposite. I'm the father to my children that I felt like I needed growing up. You know, the guy that he wasn't. That's who I am to my kids. You know, I just try to be that father to my kids. So it's a similar perspective.
Yeah.
Like that.
Obviously, I'm trying to teach. There's one question in my head always. I want to be the one to teach my kids, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
Right. Whether it's working, whether it's welding, whether it's fighting, whether it's driving a vehicle, riding a bike,
Yeah.
understanding, the biological things of life, right?
Yes.
I want all that come from me, so a lot of people will not like this, but I also taught him cuss, I explained him all the words, all the
Yeah.
bad words, and I was like always told like, why? I said, because if he's going to learn anything, it's going to be from me.
That's right.
So I will also teach him bad words. I will explain him what it is, where to use it, where not to use it, how to, just like with the gun. Like I'm not going to pretend their guns are not there.
Yeah.
On the contrary, I'm going to take every single gun there is, and I can put my hands on, and I will teach him what to do and what not to do.
That's right.
Because my son, neither of them is going to learn somewhere behind my back in the school from some retards,
Yeah.
So
It's funny you talk about the cuss words, man. So my 9-year-old, I taught him cuss. He's heard me. I cuss like a sailor, man. I talk like this in front of my kids. People think it's like bad and stuff. I really don't give a shit, to be honest. But my 9-year-old, I told him you got a list of 9-year-old cuss words. I said, these are the ones you can say at 9. I said, you get another list at 12. And he said, well, when I get to say that F word, Dad. I said, that's an 18-year-old cuss word. You got to wait till you're 18 for that one, son. He's like,
Yeah.
all right, I'll wait till I'm 18.
Yeah.
But yeah, same thing, man. I feel like teaching your kids, because they're going to get your perspective and your values, because if they get it from somewhere else, there's your perspective and values and it's tied to
They
it.
will, absolutely. They will
Yeah.
learn everything, whether you want it or not.
That's right.
Right? So just like with the gun, I'd rather teach him myself and teach him use it safely than teach it accidentally somewhere and not know what to do with it.
Exactly.
So
Because it could be bad then.
yeah,
It could be bad at that point.
100%.
Special Forces, you touched on that earlier, and I didn't get too deep into that, but you were in the Special Forces?
So let's stick with the dogs and
Okay,
and
let's
all
stick
that
with
stuff.
the dogs, right? Let's stick with the dogs, man. We'll keep off the juicy over there. All right. Shit, man. Pride. You're a prideful individual. Where do you think you get that? You get that from your father? How prideful and passionate you are of being a father?
So let's say I was given the opportunity in my life to learn things, what to do and what not to do.
Okay.
And I'll leave it at that.
Leave it at that? Okay. We'll leave it at that, man. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Man.
No, absolutely, right? So I didn't have a whole lot of guidance in my life, right? I had to do everything myself. And do I wish it was different? Absolutely, right? Do I wish my childhood was different? Absolutely. But it made me who I am. And from that standpoint, that's the reason I'm saying you have to let the kids experience both sides. Because you only raise them in the cushion side and all support and all that.
The world's
The failure in life will come either way.
100%. And then the world will kick him right in the teeth.
And either you prepare for it or not.
That's right.
So I'm making sure that my boys, when they leave the house, they'll be like, cool, no problem. I'm prepared for everything. Right?
I like that.
Yeah, you have to. So sometimes, when they come to a failure and you run in to help, no. Sometimes I just say, you failed, it's all you, take care of it. You know what to do.
dust yourself off, keep one foot in front of the other, and keep moving forward.
You have to. It's just like with puppies. So this is the paradox. The more I learn about animals, or have learned about animals, the more I have learned about us humans. It's crazy, man. Once you understand the instincts, and once you understand, and I have raised hundreds of puppies, right? I have the luxury to, it's going to sound strange, but it is what it is. I have the luxury of being able to ruin puppies and dogs in my life, right? I've been doing this for over 30 years.
Nice.
Right? And like I said, failure is what builds you, right? So I had the opportunity to raise a puppy a certain way, which I believe was the best, and it turned out to be wrong.
Ooh.
And I ruined the puppy. When I say ruin, it means I didn't build him to his potential.
Yes.
Let's put it this way, so nobody thinks, oh, he's beating. Oh, I didn't build him to his potential, right? What I did have a chance is I had my redos. You don't get redos with your kids. And everyone out there who says that they're experts on parenting, let me see their kids.
Yeah.
Okay.
They crazy.
Put them into situations where other people are.
Yes.
Right. So raising kids in ideal situations and raising kids in very difficult situations are two different things. Right. So I don't believe that anyone has the grounds to be criticizing other people on or telling them what to do. Everybody needs to, figure out on their own. But the opportunity of being able to ruin the puppies and then do redos and build them the right way also showed me a lot about human life. So that gives you totally different perspectives on seeing how to raise the kids. Because whether you want it or not, everybody goes, well, you cannot compare dogs and people. On the contrary. Look, there was a huge research that was done by university, and the research was $18 million and was paid by Procter & Gamble. Procter & Gamble, Johnson & Johnson,
Yes.
they own everything, right? Mars and all that. And so the outcome of the research was that so the question was, what do people make decisions based on, right? And the answer or the outcome of the research was, out of 94%, it's emotions, and 6% is previous experience.
Wow.
That's crazy, isn't it?
I would have 100% hit the nail on the head on the.
So
on the
when you
emotions.
what are you putting on? What are you wearing that day? In the morning, you decide the best emotions. Either you want to feel good towards other people, like you want to impress other people, or you want to feel comfortable. It's all about emotions, right? What kind of vehicle you buy? Do I want to look like a, Billy Badass, or
That's right.
or do I want to feel comfortable, or do I want to feel safe, or do I want to show off? It's all about emotions, right? And so I learned that when raising puppies. So now, when you bring all that into raising kids, you actually realize it's one and the same world. We all work on emotions, just like dogs.
And I think that's what I was getting to when I say I fail my kids daily. It's like, did I do enough today to give enough to them where they can reach their full potential? I think as parents, that's like most parents. I know that's my biggest fear is, am I going to raise my kids to be, suitable individuals in society? Are they going to have enough of my values instilled in them because they also have their mother's influence as well? They're going to have enough of my values in society, or are they going to be products of society? Are they going to be menace to society? And I think as much as
leaders or followers.
Leaders and followers, Yeah. So that's what I want. I want to create leaders. I don't want them followers. And it's like, am I doing enough to create that with my children? Am I instilling enough in them to do with my children? And I think it's not so much as a failure. It's just, I know it's a process, it's a time, and over
So-
time you chip away at it.
So this is about blue collars, right?
Yes.
So so there's something I want to, I see a lot of guys, a lot of good guys working, long hours in construction business, especially, right? They leave at 7 o'clock in the morning and come back at home at 9 o'clock, and just building. The constructions is not easy business. You got deadlines, you got all crazy stuff, right? So you got to just pull through. And some of these guys just come home and they're too tired to mess around with kids, right? And you come home and the regular household stuff, stress and all that, right? But there's one thing I'd like to tell all these guys is the fact that you go to work hard like that is something that you need to realize you need to be proud of.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And
man.
you need to show it off enough to your kids. You need to make that point come across to your kids that this is the everyday hero. That's an everyday hero. There's a lot of people that say, "Oh, I can't stand all these Hollywood, people that they think there's something extra, right?" And first thing I want to say, so I had, my son's kiddo wasn't really happy about what his dad is doing, because, my son's talking about the cool stuff I do in school, and everybody doing, oh, Dominic's dad it's cool, man. It's cool. It's badass. And then one time we had this kiddo over, and, he said, oh, you do cool stuff. My dad is just this, right? And I tell him, listen, so if there's going to be a millionaire that's got, Bugattis and and Maseratis and all that. Imagine if a garbage man does not pull up with the truck for a month. You know what's going to happen? That millionaire house is going to flood with trash. And I promise you, his entire life is going to start going around the trash in his house. If the millionaire house, his sewage system gets broken, his house will literally flood in shit.
Shit. That's right. Be
How
a
much-
shitty situation.
How much will you want to live in that house full of shit? You won't. You will not.
won't at
No,
all.
regardless how much or how many millions it costs, right? So at that moment, to that guy, that sewage guy, it's worth every penny that he has in his account just to sort out the situation. You know who is he calling?
The blue collar guy.
He's calling someone like your dad.
That's right.
And he's willing to give everything just to have your dad come over. That's how important your dad is. Don't ever think that anyone is more or less. We all need it the same way.
Exactly. In the blue collar industry, I think, was, it's built America, the blue collar industry, and
100%. That's a backbone of this country.
And when I was really embedded working in the refineries and the chemical plants, that's what I did prior to my roofing business. I'd be out there and I'd see these older gentlemen, 65, 70 years old, can't hardly walk, don't work their fingers to the bone, but they never set themselves up for retirement. The only thing they knew was hard
Get
work.
up in the morning and go
Get up
to
and
work.
go to work. And,
Yes.
and I was sad for them. And that's what really pushed me to start building the community and say, you know what, it's not my job to work in the industry anymore, which was the refinery and chemical plant industry at the time. It's like I need to work on the industry. There needs to be some guidance. And that's kind of like why we started the podcast, and I got my Facebook group. And that way I could help work on the industry instead of in the industry so much. And I work in the industry now with my roofing company.
So listen, this is what bothers me, right? So Democratic Party, right? This is what they should be about.
Should be.
Democratic Party should be about fair share in the society, everyone, right? So Republican Party is more like be a wolf, go out there and get it, right? And whatever you get is yours, right? The Democratic Party is more about like, hey, let's we all take care of each other, right? So obviously the truth is always, like always with everything in life, somewhere in the middle. But this is what bothers me about the Democratic Party is that they are not for those values. Like what you just said, this is what the society should be about. Those men work hard their entire life. They ensure that for 4 generations, that sewage system was working right.
That's right.
Right? Now it's our job, as young guys, to take care of these dudes. Right? So I want you to be just sit in your chair and just spit your knowledge and experience. Make sure that the young guys know what to do. You're getting paid for it. Right? And that's what I would like to see, especially in this country. You know, we take care of the old dudes because I tell you what, with the way the life goes, tomorrow it's gonna be you in that chair.
Yes.
You know,
Super fast, man.
and it's our job to raise that youth to understand the cycle of the life.
Exactly.
So they support us in the chair because today we're supporting those guys in the chair.
Yes.
You know, that's what, if the society is not going to understand, is going to go to shit, which is going.
It's
But the value needs to be brought back. It's just like, look, it's just same, you know, ranchers and, you know, and farmers, they do understand that.
Yep.
You know, the ranch, 4-6 ranch, you know, most famous ranch in U.S., you know, they, you know, the Yellowstone and all that, right?
okay.
They're actually down here by
Oh, well, I didn't know
Fort
that.
Worth. Yeah. You have guys that are 96 years old and still cowboying. Obviously, they don't do the hard job anymore,
Yeah.
right? But they're still in that ranch, and they're still getting, you know, there's some work done, and then they're being supported, and they're just part of the ranch, and they will be till the day I die, you know, till the day die. And I believe that's the way the society should work,
Yes.
you know.
And then it don't work.
And it will not work because governments say it will work only if the mindset of the generations will be like that.
It's got to be embedded in the mindset.
100%, and that's only up to us to raise you know, our kids to, you know, that way. And it's not happening now. It's not happening. So
Not enough at all, man.
yeah.
Well, I think we're gonna wrap it up, man. I appreciate
100%.
you having you on. Where can people, when people want to reach out to you, want to get their dog trained, maybe? Do you just work with like police departments, or do you
No, we do personal protection dogs.
Okay, nice.
And we also have a pet branch, so we train, you know, pets for people. Like
Okay.
they have Frenchies and poodles and, you know, little fluffy dogs, and we train them. We train those
I
dogs
can
for
see a
them.
Frenchie getting after my ass, boy.
Yeah.
Which is I just seen this morning on the news. Most popular dog in America is the Frenchie.
Oh, for real?
Yes, seen it this morning on the news.
Yeah.
Well, not the news is. It might be bullshit. I don't know.
Hey, there's some stubborn dogs, man.
Are they?
Super cute, but stubborn, man.
Yeah.
They think that they weigh like 100 pounds.
I've been wanting to get one, man, but like I said, $2,500 for a dog is like, I'm not trying to spend that for a fucking dog. But I think there's some of them go way north of that.
Yeah.
The ones I looked at were like $2,500. I'm like, I'm good on that. Where can people reach out to you at on Instagram or Facebook, TikTok?
Yeah, Instagram, Facebook. We got our, you know, www.truecanineinternational.com.
Okay.
But on all those social medias, we're pretty much everywhere. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay. Well, you know how to get in touch with the man. Reach out to him on Facebook, Instagram. Give him a follow. Don't be bashful. Look, Leos, man, look, I appreciate having you on, brother.
Thanks for having me here,
Absolutely,
man. It's
man.
absolutely a blast.
Yeah, man,
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you. Man, speaking of talking to people about dreams, 6 years been battling the government to get his citizenship, and this man is making it happen here in the U.S. Talk about resilience. If you want to hear more from real blue-collar Americans, please give us a like, share, and follow on Facebook at Blue Collar Alliance. And if you're a blue-collar worker and have some wisdom to drop, a little knowledge to sprinkle on the audience, and want to get balls deep with us, reach out to me on Facebook. Thanks for watching. See you next time.